the high seas, Pisces. Cast my line, now they're biting. Yeah, rocky coasts and lighthouses. What she knows now, I doubt it. Talk to me nice. I think your confusion starts with street lights.
Hi Gemini, welcome to your September 2018 reading with me, Pisces Priestess. So this month, I'm starting off with a card that I already drew for you, Gemini. Yeah, we're gonna kind of skip a little bit of the astrology information for now, and we'll just see how that incorporates in with the video. So the card we have for you that best fits for you for September, Gemini, is the card Patience. And I do want to say that this card came out rather quickly and rather swiftly. So to me, there's an energy here about September. It's like the more patient you are, the quicker things are going to come to you. Because for a card like Patience to come out so quickly, like sometimes it takes a long time for a card to come out for a person. But for your energy, Gemini, Patience came out, I mean, within the first 10 seconds of me shuffling for your energy. So patience, and we're going to read from the book about patience. Every card comes with a little passage, and I am going to be channeling a bit as well from this oracle, but the angels are giving you a message of patience, Gemini. Let's read along. So patience, this card signals that what you desire isn't yet ready to emerge in your life. This doesn't mean it won't come to you. It means not at this current time. While you may feel ready to receive the fulfillment of your wishes, it's not the right moment. Patience is one of the most important lessons that an indigo can learn. Because as the world is now, things happen much more slowly than they need to. This card doesn't mean you've done anything wrong. It means it's merely a reminder that as an indigo, you're an advanced being who sees the entirety of a situation much faster than the average human, yes. Be patient with the circumstances and people in your life. Know that you're not the only one who feels as you're running a race against turtles. The better you get at waiting, the more happiness you'll have. So we're just going to sit this here as an overlook for your reading today, Gemini, but I kind of want to go back and talk about a few things that kind of stuck out to me. So what you desire in September, Gemini, for some of you, it's not ready to emerge in your life. It doesn't mean it won't come to you. It means that it's not in divine timing. There's this kind of divine timing energy, even though it hasn't been mentioned yet. It said, not at this current time. So the angels are literally saying, not at this current time, Gemini. So throughout September, there's probably going to be a test of patience. I do feel intuitively that this is something you've already been doing, especially when I read, know that you're not the only one who feels that you're running a race against turtles. Well, first of all, if you're running a race against turtles, you're winning. That's what my spirit guides just told me, that if you're running, you're not a turtle, Gemini. So if everyone else is turtles, then maybe you're feeling like your competition is too slow. Maybe you're kind of desiring a challenge, or maybe there's this feeling of someone slowing you down, something exterior to you slowing you down, like a person, place, or thing, a job, some sort of financial, something outside of you is slower than you this month, Gemini. So, what that reminds me of is something that we've all been already going through, but haven't, like Saturn, as I record this, it's September 7th. And Saturn went direct yesterday. Mars is direct now. Mercury shifted into Virgo. So there's this like really quick energy that everyone is like starting to feel. A lot of people are getting their drive back. So just stay patient for everyone to get on board with that, Gemini. Some of us are going to be a little bit overwhelmed for a while. But I'm getting an energy that this is the right message for you for September. But a lot of what was said in the book kind of, for some reason, I have this weird feeling that it's talking more about like August and maybe like months before that, like Leo season, maybe even a bit of Cancer season, but definitely, just Cancer and Leo season, I guess. And now that it's Virgo season, things are kind of picking up. So, wait for the current time. Wait for the right time. Know that everything's going to happen when it's supposed to happen in September. And you might feel ready, to receive certain wishes and fulfillment, but it's not the right moment. So we already know that patience is one of the most important lessons that we can learn. And, I guess this book says that things happen much more slowly than they need to. So that might be kind of something that you're feeling in September too. Like, wow, can't this go any faster? Like, come on. So, yeah, we already know you haven't done anything wrong. It's just a reminder that, oh, here it is. You're an advanced being who sees the entirety of situations much faster than the average human being. That was the thing that really screamed out to me about you, Gemini, because you guys are very quick thinkers. And with Mercury, your ruling planet, being at home in Virgo, Mercury is very comfortable in the third house and in the sixth house, Gemini and Virgo. So you're going to feel this energy. You're going to feel your planet at its strongest. So be patient with the current circumstances, especially when it comes to people, places, and things in your life. And just know that you're not the only one feeling this way. You could actually not be feeling this way anymore, and a lot of other people are kind of slowing you down. So the better you get at waiting, the more happiness you'll have in September. But just know that you are an advanced being who sees the entirety of situations much faster than the average human being. I think that's very Geminian. Geminis are very, very fast, air-moving signs, You guys are the Knight of Swords in Tarot. So just know that the rest of us might not be moving as fast mentally. You might be kind of mentally ahead of the game in September. And so, interestingly enough, the bottom of the deck for the angel message this month is you are not alone. So be patient, especially if there's single Geminis watching and you're dealing with feeling a bit alone this month. And I just want to mention here that Aries got this card as well. Aries got this card for their overall energy. So you may be there might be some underlying energy that has to do with an Aries. You might want to check that video out if so. But yeah, you are not alone, Gemini, while you're being patient, And I love this card because we have this woman kind of bowing down here to patience and kind of just bowing and surrendering is a better word. To divine timing and just, giving up control issues a little bit. Like, this is just going to happen when it's meant to happen. It's not, nothing is like, the more we feel in control of things in this lifetime, we take responsibility for stuff that isn't even our fault. So I feel like there's certain angels that are like, geez, human, like, we're doing the best we can, but we literally can't do this until certain planets are here. We can't make certain things happen. People don't look at things like that enough. Like, people don't realize that if certain things happened quicker than what we wanted them, like, we don't realize what comes with those things. So if we want this new job, right? We want this money, but we don't realize that as soon as we get this new job, there's a chain of events that happens. And what happens after that new job, we might not be ready for. So we don't want to turn a blind eye to chain reactions. So just keep that in mind, Gemini, that what you're wanting, whatever is, this is a very Saturnian energy, Saturn. So now that Saturn is back direct, trust me, things are happening, for me, things are happening a bit faster than what I expected. And we may want to, we may want things to slow down. It's kind of interesting there how that happens. So just try to flow with the universe. Take things day by day in September, and know that whenever your patience is being tested, even if you're in a grocery store, even if you're in the line at the grocery store, or if you're stuck in traffic, Gemini, keep in mind this reading. Say, Pisces Priestess's reading talked about patience this month. And I don't know, what are you rushing for? Why do you need to get, I know there's time and time limits and stuff like that. Like, you're going to be late for this meeting, or, your kid gets out of school. Like, I get it. There's things that time, right, which is an illusion anyways, it kind of makes us in a rush. But just be careful how whenever you're feeling rushed this moment, just remember, slow and steady wins the race, okay? And you're headed nowhere fast. That's what I like to say to people on the road who like speed up and then that just to hit a stoplight. Like, yeah, you literally hurried up for nothing. Like, so hurry up and slow down, Gemini, and don't head nowhere fast. You know what I mean? Like, it's okay. There's a steady pace being set for you, and I'm seeing here that it's just kind of best if you just kind of take a seat back and let the seasons change. We've got some fall looking energy here, so there's a lot of transformation going on, and you just need to stay patient. And you know what I just heard is that the main thing is staying patient with yourself this month. Some of you guys are just going to be pretty hard on your own deadlines. You're going to be wanting to do more and more and more because of Mars and because of Saturn moving back. direct. But so stay patient with yourself. Know that there's a time and a place, and everything's going as it should. You know, like you don't have to get 8 things done a day. Like just you know, think of a goal and tackle it. And whenever you're done, do the next thing. Okay. So let's see what's going on as far as the tarot for September. So this is for Gemini, the mutable air sign, the 3rd house of our universe. So we've got a Taurus and a Capricorn. Okay, so this is interesting. I kind of felt weird because I was doing a certain last night we had the Earth trine. We had an Earth trine, a grand Earth trine, 2 degrees Uranus in Taurus, 2 degrees Mercury in Virgo, 2 degrees Saturn in Capricorn. So I had some tarot cards out. I wanted to get the Capricorn, the Taurus, and the Virgo card, and I set them all out. And so when I came back to my desk today before recording, I picked the 3 cards up and I put them. Usually I kind of spread them out. Excuse me. But for some reason, I felt the need to just put them together. And I was like, you know, it'll be something if these cards come out for the Gemini reading. So the Devil card and the Hierophant did want to come out for you, Gemini. Everything happens for a reason. So we do have a significant Capricorn or Taurus. If you're dealing with a Capricorn, this news might not be so difficult for you because there is a few different ways to interpret this. So some of you guys are being asked in September to notify your Taurus and Capricorn energy. Some of you could be dealing with a toxic Taurus or maybe a toxic Capricorn. Maybe there's just a Capricorn in your life that wants to commit. Like this energy is very Saturnian. So with patience, so for those of you who were born in like 88, 89, you're going through a Saturn return. And that means that your Saturn is in Capricorn. So there are certain commitments from that generation that are very weighing heavily on the people that are about 30 right now. A lot of commitments that you guys are stepping into. So this is a very Saturnian energy because we have Capricorn here, the 10th house, and then we have the Hierophant, which talks all about tradition. So traditional commitments and how those could be intoxicating. Saturn, not only, it's not like he's just like this drill sergeant that's like, do this, do this, do this, do more, do more, do more. Sometimes Saturn is that test of patience. Sometimes Saturn is that father figure that's like, hey, you know, you've been working a little bit too hard lately. You know, you don't want to burn yourself out. So just be careful of any toxic commitments that you've made with people, places, and things. It's time to kind of, because Saturn wants you to be committed to what's going to ultimately serve you in the long run, right? That's a Capricorn thing. So keep in mind anything that you're doing for the time being that isn't really paying off, you know, any commitments that aren't really traditionally helping you and valuing your effort and labor. You know, this is job energy, career energy. So I think this month, Gemini, I'm going to actually take these cards. So your first 2 cards are the Devil and the Hierophant. But this is a message that kind of came out together. So I guess we'll keep those together. And we'll just read those as one because there's certain energy here. There's a Taurus and a Capricorn duo. Bottom of the deck right now is the Ace of Wands. So I do see this energy is kind of a good thing. Some of you guys just might be stepping into a more committed energy in September because of the Saturn direct and things like that. We have Saturn and Uranus here basically because Taurus has Uranus in their sign. So a lot of change here when it comes to certain addictions. Some of you guys could be even addicted to like commitments and things like that, or there's certain beliefs here as well because this is the High Priest. So there's beliefs in something here, Gemini, that has to do with maybe a Taurus energy, maybe your values, maybe resources. But we do want to keep in mind that the Devil is, you know, it is what it is. If you're not dealing with a Capricorn, you could definitely be dealing with something that's toxic. There could be certain addictions that you're committing to. People don't realize that, but the reason why Capricorn rules addictions and like commitments is because addiction is a commitment. So you could be dealing with a person. It doesn't have to be you that's addicted. You could be dealing with addiction in someone else, you know. And keep in mind, we can be addicted to food. We can be addicted to jump roping. We can be addicted to chewing gum. Like, you know, a little bit of something is okay, but too much is suddenly bad. You know what I mean? So just make sure everything's staying balanced and kind of moderate, you know what I'm saying? And keep in mind we have this patient energy. So Saturn is very present for this reading for you, Gemini. I feel that Saturn is going to be very much influencing you in September for some reason. So we've got Taurus and Capricorn here, and we're going to keep shuffling. Now this could have something to do with some sort of new passionate start or some kind of Maybe it's lust, because the devil card can also be passion and lust. Maybe there's a Taurus that things are kind of firing up to. Now you could feel, okay, some of you guys could feel chained to your commitments right now, you know, whatever those commitments and responsibilities are. If you're having trouble realizing what your responsibilities and commitments are, just look to where your burdens are, basically, because that's something that kind of came to my mind yesterday, that our responsibilities can kind of weigh heavy on us, especially if we're trying to ignore them. So yeah, wherever you're burdened, whatever you feel like you have to do, there's an energy here of that, with this committed energy, this traditional energy, like, oh, I have to be traditional about this. Like, be careful not to let tradition and the right way weigh you down this month, Gemini, because you are your own soul. But let's keep shuffling, because that's one message, but we've got an entire month here to kind of go over. So there's some heavy energy there about that. Let's see what else is coming out for Gemini. The mutable air sign for September 2018. Gemini, the third house of our universe. What's going on for Gemini in September? September 2018 for Gemini. Sun, moon, and rising Venus. Let's see here. The cards are lining themselves up in the perfect way. All right. King of Pentacles, another very Saturnian Capricorn energy. Like, wow, Gemini. So yeah, we've got some heavy earth energy coming up for you right now. This is Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn. So the earth energy, and now look, we have the Ace of Swords, and we have some aces here. So this is coming on the table because of new starts. Like, first it was the Ace of Wands, okay, for the devil and the Hierophant. And now for the King of Pentacles, we have the Ace of Swords. So very interesting there, Gemini, that we have some new starts. Maybe you guys are starting new work, new jobs. Maybe there's just certain commitments that you're starting or ending. But whatever it is, this is a new beginning of truth. This could have to do with your finances or your career. It could have something to do with the Queen of Wands, which is a very confident, passionate, creative woman. This could be your energy. Definitely Aries, Sagittarius, Leo. And then we have the King of Cups with the Ten of Cups. So it could have some, and then the Queen of Pentacles. So a lot of queens here. I do see a lot of endings and beginnings, Gemini. We have the Queen of Fire, the King of Water, and the Queen of Earth, which would be the counterpart to the King of Earth. So there's definitely some sort of alignment going on here. This could be a relationship commitment. Be careful of those commitments, because we have commitment linked with toxicity right now. So just be very careful what you sign on the dotted line for, Gemini, because with this heavy earth energy influence in your reading and staying patient, like if you rush into certain commitments this month, it could potentially be something you wind up being chained and held down by. Okay, so make sure you're putting your foot down. The King of Pentacles is a very patient energy. Taurus and Capricorn, very patient energies. They're very earthy, grounded people. So it's not about the go, go, go. You know, just make sure you're keeping in mind your own clarity, your own voice, your own truth, your own success and victory when it comes to these grounded energies. So we're going to keep going. Let's see what else comes out for you, Gemini. This is for the third house of Gemini, the mutable air sign for September 2018. Let's see what else is going on for them in September 2018. Okay. The Ten of Pentacles, another very Saturnian energy for me, because this is the 10 of Earth. The 10th house is Capricorn. So we've got heavy Capricorn Earth energy. I mean, everything on the table right now is Earth. Taurus is Earth. Capricorn is Earth. King of Pentacles is Earth. Ten of Pentacles is Earth. Bottom of the deck is your opposite sign, Temperance, which is another card for patience. So the patience to balance out certain things. Maybe you're trying certain things new, Gemini, especially in the home life, the family life. This is about your legacy, you know, your long-term financial stability with your family and your ancestors and the generations to come. But to me, this is definitely about, you know, grounding yourself, but also trying new things with certain parts of yourself. Because one foot of the Archangel Michael, this is Archangel Michael here. Archangel Michael influence for sure. Moderation, balance, and patience here. Because you're on a path to enlightenment, Gemini, but everyone knows the path of enlightenment is walked with one foot on the ground and one foot in spirit. You know, you need both logic and spirit to walk the path of enlightenment, light and dark, okay? So we've got Sagittarius here. There may be some Sagittarius Gemini energy going on. Some of you could be with Sagittarius, or maybe you have your own Sagittarius energy. To me, since Sagittarius is your 7th house, this could be talking about any relationship. So maybe there's a Sagittarius spying on you because we have the Ace of Swords. Maybe there's a message coming in from you. Maybe you're messaging, maybe you're spying on a Sagittarius, Gemini. Maybe there's a Sagittarius spying on you, but there's either a message to or from a Sagittarius this month that has something to do with this 10 of Pentacles. But I did want to mention the fact that we have the Wheel of Fortune in the Tower. So there's gonna, if you are dealing with a Sagittarius energy, there's something falling apart around the Sagittarius. Okay, this is another Jupiter energy, so this is Sagittarius as well. Maybe Jupiter and Sagittarius is important. There could be an important message here about when Jupiter goes into Sagittarius in November. So the Wheel of Fortune is starting to turn for all of us, and we're gonna be pulled in the direction of change whether we want to or not. Like there's a force field, there's a magnetic force that is pulling us all at a soul level to where we belong and away from where we don't belong. So the wheel's turning, and to have the Wheel of Fortune with the Tower, this is sudden change and endings. You know, this is a foundation that was built like it wasn't stable, right? So the Tower's fallen down. This could definitely be endings and beginnings anywhere in your life. It could be big or small, but whatever this is, we typically don't see this coming. But because it's attached to the Wheel of Fortune, it is linked to your destiny and your fortune, your luck. It's linked to karma, okay? So this is a karmic breakdown happening, and it could have something to do with your foundation or, you know, your family, because we have all that energy on the table here. Commitments, and so family commitments, any financial commitments. To have the King of Pentacles and the 10 of Pentacles, you guys could be ironically focused on your finances this month. I mean, this is some heavy earth shit here. And family, especially if you have any Sagittarius family members, there's just certain endings and beginnings there. So let's keep on going. We'll see what's going on for the end of the month for you, Gemini. September 2018, Gemini. September 2018. Ooh, we have the High Priestess. Interesting. And then we have these two cards. So we're going to take all these. And we have the Chariot. And we have the 5 of Swords. And at the bottom of the deck, we have the Magician. So I wasn't going to take these two cards, but I'm going to, because the Magician is at the bottom, and that seems very much like a message for you, Gemini, since this is the Mercury energy. So I guess this is your reading here. I wasn't going to take this. I thought that this might be just an extra message, but the way that kind of fell out, we have these two cards came out together, so they're kind of one message. So we have 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. High Priestess is right underneath the Devil and the Hierophant. So we've got some interesting energies there, Gemini. Wow. And the bottom of your deck is the Magician. So we'll put that there, and we'll interpret that towards the end of your reading. So let's start breaking some of this down. I mean, I'm seeing lots of stuff already, Gemini. Let's go back to this Devil and this Hierophant real quick, and then we'll move on to the King of Pentacles, and we'll kind of get through this. These two messages came out together, man. You know, I'm not going to separate these two because I feel that they go hand in hand. Whether this is talking about a toxic commitment, whether this is a toxic Taurus, whether this is significant Taurus and Capricorn energy that you have or that someone else has in your life. But this Capricorn and Taurus are very significant for you throughout September. And we have the cardinal earth sign, Capricorn, which is grounded action, the 10th house of futuristic goals, ambition, our legacy, career. And then we have the fixed earth sign, which is Taurus. Stability within our values, grounded balance. And then we've got Uranus in Taurus and Saturn in Capricorn. So this is like kind of like that Wheel of Fortune in the Tower. With these two energies together, it's like karmic change, right? So Saturn is with Pluto and with Mars. Okay, right now. Mars is going to go back into Aquarius soon now that it's direct. But these energies are really important for you. We've got some planetary influence here for September, which to me, it looks like Pluto and Saturn and Mars. Maybe not so much Mars, but Pluto and Saturn for sure, and Uranus. So you might want to do some research on what those planets concoct together. The energy I'm feeling from this message right now is like, whoa. Like, it feels divine, but it does feel quite scary. There's some intensity this month, Gemini, for you. And I'm just really happy that you have that whole light and dark duality going on, because I think if there's anyone that could handle this much, it's you. So the Devil and the Hierophant, to me, what I just heard is the devil's in the details, you know. I want you to be very, very careful, because the message that keeps coming up for me with this is feeling chained to commitments, whether that be relationship commitments or family commitments, financial commitments, whatever you feel damn near committed to, like you're stuck in it, like you don't want to be. Because the devil card is this energy of wanting to get away and thinking that you can. But keep in mind, the chains in the devil card are large enough to take off of the neck, right? They're very much able to release the chains. This is in your subconscious. This could be an addictive, codependent situation. There might be certain commitments that you've signed up for where you're involved with certain people that you don't want to be involved with anymore, like codependent commitments that kind of bounce off of you and another person, place, or thing that you really kind of want to find a way out of, because maybe it's getting toxic for you. Toxic can be as scary as addiction. It can be as little as not getting any sleep. Like, we have to define what toxic is for ourselves, right? Because what's toxic for you may not be toxic for the next person, right? So just keep in mind what you're committing to, because this is a very huge committal energy. I'm not so much seeing the devil card as, like, there could be a handful of you who this does mean some sort of codependent relationship. But for most of you, it's the main message that my guides keep telling me, which is, feeling trapped in certain commitments. But I'm really just seeing Capricorn and Taurus, not so much what the devil card usually means. But I want you guys to apply this to your life, however. So if you are, it's going to be up to you to define whether you're stuck in a codependent, manipulative, kind of, toxic, subconscious, dark energy. If that's what you're involved in, then the devil card is going to appeal to you that way. But for the majority of you guys, this is just, the Gemini twins. This is the Lover's card gone dark. So there could have been a connection that is now turning into an attachment in September. That's the difference between the devil card and the Lovers. The Lover's card is a connection, a flowing of energy where there's divinity, there's divine influence. That divine influence has now turned, it's sour. It's been tainted by sins and toxicity, manipulation, just dark forces, right? So some of the commitments that you felt you felt connected to, now some of those commitments are feeling like attachments. Attachment and connection, total different thing. Okay, attachment is when only one source is getting the energy. Connection is when there's a flow of energy between two or more things. So maybe you're just feeling like your twins are not completely connected, Maybe there's something that you're going to need to get really committed to get you out of that codependent situation. For some reason, commitment and entrapped chains and the chains of commitment are going hand in, there's a reason this Taurus and this Hierophant came out for you, Gemini. So we may go back to that message, huge message here with this devil and this Hierophant. I think you guys are going to have to kind of see what's going on there for yourself. I mean, I just want to point out the similarities of these cards. We have these figures in the middle and then these two figures at the bottom. So every time I see something like this, for Gemini, I feel like it's the two twins. So you could just be learning from toxicity this month, because we do have the High Priestess here. Very priest energy. In the devil, whenever a priest and a devil are together, I'm not a biblical or religious person, but this is reminding, and we have the High Priestess too. So I don't know if some of you guys, there might be some marriages that you're getting out of or into. Just be very careful, because this looks like you're establishing, you're not established, but chains are being established this month with Saturn. Whatever we do this month, there's concrete being poured beneath our feet. So we're not walking in snow where our footprints are only seen in the snow. We're walking in cement. So our footprints are going to be kind of permanent. They're all whatever you do this month, Gemini, because of Saturn's influence, it's gonna, what goes around, it will come around. So be careful, because September is a very karmic month for you and your two twins. So be very careful whenever you're around priests, because this is like a devilish priest or something like that. I'm not really sure what's going on here, but I don't really like to see devils and priests together. Now that could go a lot of different ways. If you guys are religious watching, just be very careful of priesty influences, because this could be like a false prophet kind of energy that's around you, Gemini. And this is really hitting home for me, because I know certain Geminis that are religious in my family. And too bad they're not into tarot, or I would give them a warning. But something's going on here. And there's certain things that are going to be revealed about that. So just be careful of any, maybe you're just going to a priest to kind of get, cleansed or baptized or something like that. And to be honest, there is an energy here that you need about that, because we've got some sort of devil priest energy. Be careful that you're not marrying a devil this month, or I don't see the devil as some scary horned guy. The devil is you. The devil is me. The devil is the thing we blame our problems on. So if you're with a person who blames their problems on you, or you blame your problems on them, that's the devil energy. That's a scapegoat energy, and it keeps you from taking your power in transforming your darknesses. The more and more we blame our darkness on exterior things, the more and more we keep from internalizing our bliss and our grace. So certain distractions as well. I don't know about that message, Gemini. That could go so many different ways. The high priest, the Hierophant and the devil. And we have the high priestess right underneath that. So there is an energy here of, whenever I get the high priestess or the moon in a reading, I know that there's something about the reading that is literally has to be interpreted intuitively for the person I'm reading for. So for you, Gemini, there's just certain secrets that you know about the certain priest energy and occult energy. There's some churches here that are corrupt, I think. And maybe you're starting to see that. I'm not sure, Gemini. But we've got some psychic energy underneath it. The high priestess with the devil and the Hierophant. This is the high priest and the priestess. So we've got the divine feminine and the divine masculine kind of present. And that might be why those are chained. And to me, Gemini, you represent the divine feminine and the divine masculine. Like, you are the twins. So holy cow, I don't even know if I want to further interpret that, because what I just felt is the whole twin flame vibration, and how you've been picking up on darkness within the twin flame community. Like, Gemini, you are very linked to twin flames and soulmates and stuff like that. Like, I know some people don't believe in twin flames and soulmates, but hello, like, everyone knows Gemini are the twins, Adam and Eve type of shit, like masculine, feminine. You have the male twin and the female twin, the light twin, the dark twin, light and dark. So there's something that's been going on with you for months now, in my readings at least, about your masculine and feminine twin. So there's something going on there with that. And we even have the high priest and the high priestess to further back that up. So let's move on. Maybe my guides will reveal more about that, but it looks as if this is kind of a secret going on with you this month, Gemini. It might even get even more intense towards the end of the month when we head into Libra season, because Libra, Pisces, and Gemini are all dual signs. Those are the only 3 dual signs, and we have a lot of light and dark dynamics here. So yeah, every Libra season, Pisces and Gemini are kind of like, they're balanced. Their light and their dark becomes balanced more so than any other time in the universe. So keep that in mind, that we have this light and dark energy towards the end of the month, which would be Libra season, okay? And that might start up some conflicts, some inner conflict. But let's move on to this King of Pentacles, because I know that got a little deep for some of you. There is some deep stuff going on with that devil and the Hierophant, but the main thing that I'm going to say is it's just you feeling chained to your commitments. But you want to know something, Gemini, that my guides just showed me? We have these chains right here between these 2 people, right? Look what is in between these 2 people, the keys. So there's certain like keys to locks. Like, you might be getting subconscious keys that will unlock certain subconscious chains this month. I mean, we literally have chains and keys right here. So you can, this Hierophant is here. I know that I felt some different energy there for some of you guys, but for the most part, there's some sort of priest energy, whether this is, excuse me, you or a Taurus or some sort of spiritual guru that is helping you unlock certain chains of, demonic forces, or just certain darknesses about your own self. This could be you unlocking it on your own too. But for others of you, there may be a significant Taurus energy that helps you with that. So I love that I just saw that there's keys to these chains this month. I think you're releasing yourself from toxic commitments. And obviously, yes, because now we have the King of Pentacles. So strong Capricorn energy this month for you. The Devil is Capricorn card. And then we have the King of Pentacles, which to me is very Capricorn, but it's also Taurus and Virgo. So, if anything, the first half, this is very much the first half of September. You could just be really, really grounded and logical and practical and, analytical like the earth signs. You could be really taking a focus on your income, your finances, your worth, your value, your career, your currency, whatever you do to make money, that's looking kind of good. It looks like you're kind of putting your foot down after you free yourself from certain chains that were either keeping you away from your commitments, or maybe they were your commitments. It's going to be different for all of you, but it's going hand in hand here, commitments and chains. And you know, I'm hearing that song that take these shackles off my feet so I can dance. I just want to praise you. I just want to praise you. So, yeah. Excuse me. My voice is getting all messed up. This card combination is freaking me out, honestly. Because we've got a wand in each hand, and we've got these two fingers and some hand movements going on. So, I don't know there, Gemini. I'm going to leave it to the High Priestess, but obviously you step in as the first week, we move into the second week of September. We have this King of Pentacles energy. You might have put your foot down. I always see this as putting your foot down, getting grounded and more logical about your income, making certain changes to your career and maybe job schedule. There could be certain promotions or job changes this month. Virgo is your fourth house, Gemini. And I haven't really mentioned how this is your fourth house and your fifth house energy. So we are going through family stuff, which is this Ten of Pentacles. Fourth house energy is very emotional. It's your family. It's your roots. This is an energy that kind of squares you. So there are going to be certain challenges and conflictions this month, especially towards the end of the month. Well, I think it's going to be towards the Virgo season that we have these conflicts with Gemini and the Virgo conflicted energy. But there's a lot of flow energy, too, to get you through this. That's why there's patience here. Staying patient with your inner demons and with your dark side and with your commitments, kind of surrendering to certain things and just going with the flow. I think you're ready to move forward with something rather quickly, but there's a time and a place, Gemini. And there might even be some financial struggles going on. But the King of Pentacles is very financially stable. Now the women watching, this could be a male in your life. But keep in mind, these energies can be female and male, all of them. But this is the King of Pentacles. So this is like the King of Earth, right? He's a leader. He has financial authority. Some of you guys can kind of be jumping up in your job, or this could be anything. You could be moving from unemployed to having 2 jobs or getting a job. You could be moving from a shift to a manager, just anything like that. Whatever you do for work, it could just be kind of taking a more serious turn is what I want to say. It could definitely be kind of picking up. So lots of energy here with your Gemini for September. Very spiritual. I think you're just kind of leading in an earth way. You might be leading by logic. The first half of September, you're kind of being taking authority of your foundation and of your grounded commitments. Okay, so this is a good energy to come up after the Devil and the Hierophant, because it lets me know that this is mostly about commitments and how they can be toxic and how they could be draining you and how you could be feeling chained. But you are going to unlock certain chains this month that were hidden in the darkness. That's going to be different for all of you, but I'm telling you, you are getting the key this month to a chain that has been on you it's a karmic chain. This is karmic commitments. And you're done with certain karmic commitments, Gemini. You've done it for a full cycle, and now it's time for you to commit to other things, right? So after you unlock these chains that you've been stuck in a certain job, or you've been stuck in a certain unemployed situation or poverty or whatever, you've been stuck somewhere. And it was toxic, but I see you getting out of that because this is a number 10. So this is a completion, right? The card after this would be the Ace of Pentacles, right? So the King of Pentacles and the Ten of Pentacles, what a great combination. This is you taking authority of the changes that need to happen in your family life, your home life, if you're the breadwinner of the situation, or even if you're alone. You can be your own family in your own fourth house. But whatever you consider your family, there could be financial things that come up this month that you're able to take on. Like you've committed. Saturn has seen that, and this influence is heavily over you as September comes in. And I just see Gemini really putting their foot down financially, taking on more responsibility when it comes to the currency and the value of their work and their efforts and labor. The Ten of Pentacles has a lot to do with family members, though. I mean, grandpas and dogs and kids and generations and generations. There could even be some kind of payout or something. Like, when I see the Ten of Pentacles, sometimes it reminds me of, like, something that's handed down to you of value, whether it's real money. You guys could get a lump sum of money from the family this month, like payouts or, insurance, something like that. I'm not sure. It's going to be different for all of you, but this is looking good. We got all earth. We've got all earth. So September is your foundation, Gemini. September is when you find the ground beneath your feet and you start walking, mug. You start walking that walk. You're done talking that talk with certain people by the end of the month, because this is people who are still talking the talk. You may even put down your sword by the end of the month because you're like, nah, man, I don't want to talk anymore. I'm too busy walking, right? And don't let people talk you into walking for them either. So the first half of the month looks very grounded. We've got heavy Capricorn, Taurus, Ten of Pentacles. That energy brings up finances and logic and foundation and realistic shit. Like your physical body matters. And this is your fourth house. So this is like finances within the home, right? Maybe some of you guys are moving homes, or you're financing a home. You're trying to gather up the money to, move houses or something like that, for you to better your family. Whatever it is, it's something that wants to pick up movement, right? We have the Chariot. So I'm starting to see the Chariot as like a car. So you guys could even be financing vehicles or getting better vehicles for yourself, or maybe you finally get a car, but there's somewhere that you want to go. And maybe some of you guys are even traveling for work, because we have the King of Pentacles and the Chariot. I do want to mention here that there's several oppositions going on. We have the Devil in the Chariot, which is Cancer and Capricorn. So know that Cancer and Capricorn is a strong opposition for you this month. It has something to do with your commitments. We do have financial commitments here. I think the King of Pentacles and the Devil card are two different commitments this month. There's family commitments, and then there's your job commitments. That's one thing that the King of Pentacles is good at, balancing his home life and his work life. So there is going to be, you're going to need some balance there when it comes to, staying patient, staying grounded when it comes to the family versus the money you're bringing into your home. Home life, family life, basically. And I'm definitely seeing the Devil here as a commitment you were chained to for maybe years. It could be a relationship for some of you. For some of you, this is going to be a commitment in a relationship that you're finally getting a solution for. And then once you get out of that toxic, draining, maybe you were taking care of somebody for a while, or they were taking care of you, and now you kind of step into your own. And as you step into your own power, financially, physically, logically, realistically, then you get this Ten of Pentacles energy. There's some sort of completion that happens in a job. I don't know if you guys were chained to a work situation, that you worked with someone you liked or something like that, but I'm telling you, there's something that happens here at the beginning of September where money starts coming in, or there's some sort of completion. You're getting closer to that new beginning this is all building up to a new beginning that is most likely going to happen coming into October, all right? So what I was saying there is that there's this Cancer and this Capricorn energy. So this opposition has to do with your commitments. It's like you're in the middle. You're standing in the middle of two different worlds this month. There's two very different commitments. But I see that you're kind of leaving the toxic commitments, things that you feel chained to. That's all you have to do, Gemini, is just ask yourself, is this a commitment that I feel chained to or dedicated to? Because some of us feel dedicated to the things that we're chained and trapped to. But when you're chained to something, you're not truly dedicated to that person, place, or thing, because you couldn't leave if you wanted to. So now that you're getting the keys to certain chains that have been around your neck, holding you back, restraining you, limiting you, Saturn, restricting you, limiting you. This is boundaries, okay? Certain boundaries opening up for you. You defining new boundaries for yourself. Definitely financial, physical boundaries with people. Like literal, real boundaries, like you will not cross this line. Like don't cross this line right here that I literally just drew for you. So ask yourself that. Are you committed to, do you feel chained to this commitment? Like you have to do it? Like you're letting go of what you have to do and you're starting what you want to do. Does that make sense, Gemini? Because after this energy is left behind, like you step into September knowing this. And the King of Pentacles is quite different than the Devil card, okay? If you have Capricorn energy, or if there's a Capricorn in your life, there's an influence going on with them because of Saturn. And you're starting to do what you want to do, not what you have to do. Just keep in mind that even if this is something in your life, okay, if there's something in your life that you have chained by you. Like, it's what I'm seeing is a dog, the loyalty of a dog. Like, wow, that is so fucking crazy. I didn't even see that Chariot card. This is gonna go a lot with the Chariot card. What I just seen is a pit bull. I don't know if you guys watch Tom and Jerry, but that big kind of pit bull dog looking, you know, I think his name's Spike or something like that. I don't know what his name is, but he talks in a funny way. You know, he's gray. Well, whatever. I want you to imagine a realistic, scary, not no cartoon. Imagine a pit bull, a big, bossed up, a pit bull that fucking works out. Okay, very, very, very beefed up pit bull. Now, imagine that pit bull on a chain. Oh, cool. You know, that pit bull is staying where, but you know what I'm saying? They're staying where they need to stay, la la la. Now, how much more serious and badass would that pit bull look if there wasn't a chain? There's not a chain. There's no chain to the pit bull, right? And he's just sitting by his owner or by his doghouse, whatever, sitting there and not moving. Even though he could move, he's not. So that really brings up the Chariot, because the Chariot talks about obstacles in your way, and the Chariot has no reins. It has no reins for this these figures. So that is really weird that my guides are kind of lining up with that. So the metaphor for you, Gemini, is loyalty lies within. It's a mental loyalty that's going on. The Chariot has mental control over these figures here. He doesn't need to chain them. So that's why Capricorn and Cancer are opposites in astrology and in tarot, because it's about the controlled. You know, this is not real control. Maybe you're figuring out that there were certain commitments that you didn't have real control or authority in. And now that you're realizing these chains, you're breaking these chains, first of all. And by the end of the month, you're able to control certain things without feeling like you have to stay there. That's the difference. There's an energy here of the chained and the freed. You know what I mean? So whatever you still remain committed to moving into the end of September into October, know that you are committed to those things because you want to be, not because you have to be. Now this is going to be different for all of you. This could be a message about someone in your life or a job, but you know, just try to translate the message however you best can, because the High Priestess is here saying Gemini already knows this. We have two very priestess energies. We have three. Hierophant, the High Priestess, the Chariot, those are all very psychic influences, very Cancer, Pisces energy. And I really do feel here that this is about controlling something without restraining it. That is not true control. That is not true loyalty. So it's kind of that energy of, if you let something go and it comes back to you, then it really belonged to you or something like that. There is a Cancer here and a Taurus and a Capricorn. Those signs are very important for you this month. But I feel like you gain mental control over something. Like there was something that had subconscious, you know, this is a punk energy. Like there's certain demons that control in the subconscious realm. Like, first of all, you're a coward because you're controlling in the darkness. Like only the realest of the real control with awareness and become conscious of this control. This is fake, like hidden in the dark chains. You know what I mean? That's kind of, for lack of a better word, a pussy. Like a pussy commitment. You know what I'm saying? Like you have to chain that thing to you so that it won't leave. Well, not me, because these things are actually trained, right? So it's the difference between the trained and the untrained pit bull. Like, do you need a chain, or are you just mentally, can you control it with your mind? So you're gaining mind control over obstacles in your way that you felt chained to. Like this talks all about something that's hindering your forward movement. This is victory. Okay, we did have the Ace of Swords for you too. So there's certain victories you're stepping into by the end of the month, Gemini. Things that were in your way, that were chained to you, are no longer, now they're loyal to you. There's certain demons that you have whipped this month, Gemini. Like you whipped them into shape. I don't know if you get like spiritual assistance. We do have this, there's spiritual assistance surrounding this devil. This is just you, Gemini. It's just your twins gone bad. You know, it's just, don't get afraid. Now, for some of you, there are certain psychic attack energy going on. There's certain spiritual energy, but you are surrounded by the High Priest and the High Priestess. So no matter what form this devil is taking on in your life, by the end of the month, you are victorious over the light and the dark. We have light and dark here with the High Priestess and the Chariot. So spiritual victory here. You're gaining spiritual victory over certain demons and darknesses and subconscious manipulative controlling energies. Now there's going to be certain battles, right? This is conflict here. the Five of Swords. So we might end, because of this, Gemini, because of you fighting certain things behind the scene, because of you gaining mental control. Lots of mental control here. Okay, Mercury, this is about believing that you have the tools necessary on the table to create and manifest everything that you need. It's just a matter of believing in yourself, right? The magician is the magician. And don't reveal any of your secrets this month. How did you do it, Gemini? How did you do it? Oh, you know, a magician never reveals his secrets. Okay, Gemini, there's certain things that you're going to pull off this month that people are going to wonder how, what, where, when, why. You just keep your mouth shut. Keep your mouth shut, because the High Priestess is here to tell you, and it's about this. Something that you started September with and end without. There's a spiritual guidance there. You're moving forward spiritually after you free yourself from these like earthly chains. Okay, you move forward very quickly. And because of that, because of the Master Dark and Light, like I feel like your twins they just kind of balance out, because Libra season, right? We're going to have a lot of balance between the light and the dark here, between Libra season. And fast forward movement, you know what I mean? And this may have to do with your fourth house. This may have to do with demons in the home life, because fourth house is Cancer, but for you, it's Virgo. So this is about you, you know, realizing the reality of your home, the reality of your family life. And that's why reality is setting in for you when it comes to your family and stuff like that, because your fourth house is very, very realistic. It's very, very Virgo. It's service and health, right? This could be mental health for some of you. But by the end of the month, you know, there are going to be certain Five of Swords energy. So the Five of Swords to me is conflict. It's arguments. It's confliction. It's you know, some spicy words being said. But to me, this card is interpreted in different ways. We have these two people in the background. But, you know, I'm seeing that as the two things that you're kind of defeating here. You've learned about this. You've already mentally kind of, you know this. So it depends on who you see yourself as in this card. I feel like you're just laying your sword down and no longer battling, because, you know, you're like, no. Like, I've already fought these demons, and you're just a replica of that, and I've learned what I've had to from the situation. You know, I don't need to continue contributing to this mental conflict, because you are an air energy, Gemini. This is air, okay? So you're going to understand this. Make sure you're using your mental intellect to get through certain people that want to start arguments with you, because you're getting, like, supernaturally evolved this month. With this card combination here, you start the month off really fighting some heavy demons, learning from them. You've even committed to certain darknesses for the time being, because you understand as a dual sign that you have to commit to the darkness in order to shine in the light. And that's exactly what you do at the end of the month. You shine in the light. This is certain darknesses in finances, careers. This could be darknesses at your job, certain commitments, but it's very real. It's becoming very real. This devil is becoming very real in your life, and he's starting to get a name and a face. Don't be surprised if the name and the face is your own, okay? Because oftentimes the devil, you know, hell is paved with good intentions or whatever, and the devil doesn't come to you with horns and fire. He comes to you with everything that you desire. So just know that there's spiritual assistance. You're moving spiritually forward in a victorious way between the light and the dark, knowing certain secrets about the universe. And because of that, yeah, there's going to be certain, but this battle looks like nothing compared to the devil and the Hierophant. So the battle that's coming in at the end of September is nothing compared to what you've been through for however long. This is not just September. This is stuff you came into September with. So who knows? Only you know. Only the universe knows. There's things only you and the universe know this month, Gemini. Certain spiritual victories that you are willing to fight for. So it's going to depend on who this is for you. This might be where patience comes in. This might be the only reason why the patience card came out. Because you are going to need to be patient with people that think they can step to you after you've fought demons, okay? Like, this is like the equivalent of like a mouse coming to you to fight you after you defeated the hawk. You see what I mean? Like they just don't understand that you've been through way bigger problems than this. You know what I mean? So step. You know what I mean? So this might be, you know, this is you picking your battles and wisely. This does talk about laying down your sword. There could be a person in your life that just wants to fight, The devil could be using this person. There's a devil influence using a certain person in your life to, the devil uses people, you know, like the devil's energy. It's the dark subconscious that we all have. And sometimes our dark subconsciouses and the dark subconsciousness of others don't really mix that well, right? So it causes conflict, it causes battles. This is spiritual battles that you're fighting by the end of the month, and I think that you're just ready to lay down that sword. Not that you're giving up or that you're not, but it's just not worth it. You know, this person is they're you just realize certain people just want to pick a fight with you. But others of you, yeah, just pay attention to the all I can say, especially with all this spiritual energy, Gemini. Even me as a Pisces, I have to leave some of this up to you to interpret. Very, very, very powerful reading. You could have some, now that I'm just looking at the cards logically, we have the Ten of Pentacles and the Five of Swords. So there could just be some mental conflict around a new job that you get, or around feeling complete financially. Maybe there's more money, more problems is what I just heard. There might be a money that comes in at the beginning or the second half of after the second half of the month completes, moving into the end of September. The money that you gain, or the new whatever happens financially or realistically, or whatever happens in your commitments, that may cause conflict at the end of the month for some reason. So, you know, that's why I said be careful what you wish for, be careful what you're rushing into, because sometimes we can rush into conflict, right? We have you moving very fast into conflict, but it's spiritual, okay? We have the High Priestess, so just make sure you're moving forward with the knowledge you've gained from, you know, whatever knowledge you came into September knowing. Make sure you move forward with that. Move forward in secrecy, you know, move forward silently, but quickly and victoriously. All right? Silent but deadly. And this conflict can definitely be about family. It could definitely be about your home life. It can definitely it could be about, this is your 5th house when we move into Libra. So it could even be relationship conflict, but it has something to do with these Ten of Pentacles, because the five, they're right by each other, okay? Just like this forward movement might have to do with this King of Pentacles, Capricorn, Cancer energy. Maybe you want to move forward victoriously in a career. There's something that Gemini is focused on financially. There's something, a goal. You know, this is a goal that the King of Pentacles is holding in his hand. And you want to move forward with that at the beginning of the month. And at the end of the month you do, but you move forward in a more spiritual way. You move forward in a more silent way, more secretive way, more undercover. But it's victorious either way. But there's some sort of conflict that this financial victory causes, all right? Haters, right? And you win some, you lose some. So whenever we're blessed, there's something that comes around that tries to make us stress, right? Blessings and stressings, things like that. But I love the energy in your reading, Gemini. It's very flowy. Everything came full circle. So I hope that you guys feel the energy that I'm feeling for you. It makes a lot of sense. It makes about as much sense as a reading can make with the High Priestess involved, and with all these supernatural influences. But what I'm just seeing is financial forward movement. There's going to be some conflict spiritually. There may be some conflict with moving forward in the way that you initially want, because we come in very realistic. And then to me, the second half of the month looks a little bit more otherworldly. It looks a little bit more mental. We definitely have you taking mental control over things, right? Like using your mind as your weapon. Gemini, your mind is your weapon this month. You're on some spiritual shit. So I'm going to look out for what's going on for the Geminis. I'm going to send this to a lot of the Geminis that I know that are open to tarot, because this is a very powerful message. We have the Magician as an underlying energy, right? So this is all about you, Mercury, your ruling planet. This is about mind power as well. This is about manifestation. So the Magician is why everything's on the table. So just keep in mind that this is something that you manifested. You know, we manifest things and we don't realize it, because sometimes they don't come true. And then we go on about our life, and then 6 months later, hey, here's that thing you manifested a while back. Like, oh, shit. You know, wow, this took a while to get to Earth. But here we are. You have all the tools you need to move forward. You have spiritual tools this month. You have physical tools, mental tools, even emotional tools. Everything you need to move forward. Everything you need to craft the perfect thing that you need. And September is filled with resources for you, Gemini. And these could be resources that are wishes come true. You've been waiting on this wish for a long time, I see. We've got 2 nines here, the 9 of Swords, the 9 of Cups, but you're victory, man. You're victorious. People are going to see you be victorious this month, too, in your wish fulfillment. Something that you've stayed up, you might have even lost sleep over this before, but it's coming to fruition now because you were patient. We've got Lots of patient energy. Patience, patience, patience is being reiterated. This is a patient energy. Whatever has, this is your harvest. September is the fall harvest, okay? So September is when we all come to terms realistically and logically with where our efforts have been paying off. This is the 7 of Pentacles here. So you've put in your work, you've stayed committed, you're taking a break now mentally, and you're taking a step back to see, wow, what has grown and what hasn't. Where are the weeds, where are the seeds? You know what I mean? So this is going to be interesting to really come to terms this month with your true value, just like Taurus. Just like Taurus. Taurus is coming into their true value this month, and you have all this heavy earth. So you too are coming into the true value of your work, your efforts. This is very Saturnian. Long term, you know, either you're going to be disappointed because you wasted your time, or you're going to be reaping the rewards of your hard work. So I don't know what end you're on, Gemini, but I'm saying I think you're coming out winning, because we have the 9 of Cups underneath that. We have all this financial energy, and then we have the Magician to top it all off. So you're doing some magical shit this month, Gemini, for sure. You're doing some magical shit. You're moving forward in a magical way. You're moving forward through spiritual manifestation. Some of these conflicts are even going to be manifested, because when we move forward spiritually, we get new demons assigned to us, new challenges assigned to us, new hurdles, new obstacles that we need to kind of fight our way through. So keep in mind that you're glowing this month. You're infinite. Your source is like all around you. Spirit is all around you. And you're very, very magical. There's going to be resources that just kind of fall into your lap this month that you've been waiting on. And it's all because Saturn is here to reward you. Okay, so keep in mind that you are damn sure not alone. You really need to try things new with the learn something new card over here. And then we had the Temperance card. So you're not alone, Gemini. You're not alone. You can definitely try new things out this month to kind of test, you know, how you use these new resources you're stepping into, how you can move forward victoriously, mentally, spiritually. Great reading, Gemini. I mean, this was a very lit reading. So I hope you guys enjoyed. Hope it resonates. Please comment this month. Let me know how it resonates with you guys. But September looks lit. It looks very spiritual. So don't be surprised if you're feeling certain things happening under the surface with this High Priestess and Chariot. Lots of spiritual moving forward. Okay? And don't worry about this conflict at the end of the month, because this is just what you're moving into October with, because this was preparation. So thank you guys so much for listening. Hope you enjoyed the reading. I sure did. And I will talk to you guys on the Virgo new moon. If I don't see you there, I will see you in October. Bye, guys.